What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the AEW Dynamite review on February 19, 2025, and we're live in Phoenix, Arizona, which that's very rare for me to mention what city that a wrestling show is located. But yeah, they were there, and we got plenty of exciting things to talk about, and it was a very good show. And we got a couple matches that was announced for this Saturday on Collision, and a couple for next week on Dynamite. Which one in particular is going to be so exciting to be looking forward to. And we got an exciting future showdown between two former AEW World Champions. That was also announced next to Kenny Omega facing whoever's going to be the AEW International Championship between Konosuke Takeshita and this number one contender for next week's AEW Dynamite, which that's the only spoiler I'm gonna give. That's the before I recap it like on this review video, and much more. And we got so much and we got what other thing to talk about, and we got but yeah, let me know down in the comments down below, and make sure to subscribe and hit the post notification bell for more SNA videos. And let's get started into the match. Well, not match, just watch on the show. I mean, we start off with a segment, which we got MJF then came out. It's where he was like, cut my music, when eventually he was fully in the ring. But it's where then Hangman Adam Page came soon after because this was a face-to-face confrontation. And surprisingly, and I'm gonna say this, answer y'all's questions of what y'all, the number one thing that y'all saying that's completely unaware is, will there be any what's it called, physicality involved? Amazingly, there wasn't not exactly any physicality whatsoever, when one another have not laid a finger on the other, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is where we got MJF starting on the promo, like. And I'm talking about from stuff that happened that was like almost 6 years ago. That's like 5.5 actually. This is where he was about talking about that. Hangman on Page won like the first ever the AEW what's it called, the AEW Casino Battle Royal, which that was the first match of the very first AEW pay per view back in 2019. And then he said but guess who was the last two were in that battle royal? That was that a chance to win it, and that was the two of them, MJF and Hangman Adam Page, or should I say Maxwell Jacob Freeman, then Hangman Adam Page. But it's where then he blames the Hangman for not letting him be the one to be the winner. But it's where he's like he had an opportunity to become the inaugural AEW World Championship. But guess what? Like when he faced the when he played against, when he went against the other number one contender challenger, he ends up losing that match. And then this is where then he. But it's like, no matter, like after he became the AEW World, after he it felt good that Hangman Adam Page did not win that championship. He got into another big accomplishment to be in the first ever and only Dynamite Diamond Ring. And guess who had to become the first ever at the first attempt? He's like, you guessed it, it was you, Mr. Hangman. And this is where he's like, and since then I won 5 more of them, and I'm like a 6 straight time Dynamite Diamond Ring winner. And I was like, wow, like I totally forgot he did beat Hangman Adam Page in the finals, which at first it would be said that it was it's somebody that's at the tip of my tongue. Like I don't know who this guy is, but I'm not sure if I should mention. I think I know him, but I don't know if I'm mention him. I thought he was talking about another guy that used to wrestle for AEW, which wink wink nudge nudge situation, which I can tell you he's a champion, and this what and Maxwell called him like a nickname of a roller coaster. Stop doing that, please. Nigga, it comes on. But this is where we got this is where we got MJF's like, but and he's like, and it's like my catchphrase I always would say, and calm down. And that proves that I'm better than you, and you know it. And then this is where then he starts. Yes, $100. This is where then he said that he's much more of a better champion. Noodles? I don't know if you have any. Like you should. How about you ask Mama and Daddy if there's any noodles in? But this is where got Hangman out of Page. Then went on the microphone. He's like, Max, like I know exactly who you are. Like you don't have to remind me. We've been in this company for at around the exact same time 6 years ago in 2019. And he's like, you are 28 years old. He's like, you're already a history-making wrestling careerist. And I gotta give you credit when credit's due for that. And he's like, but when you listed all your accomplishments, you sound angry about it. And then it's where then he's like, yeah, but all of that, and you cannot be happy. I just don't get it. I've never seen somebody so dissatisfied and ungrateful as you, Max. And then this was and there's something that you still, but it's still something that you have not been able to win in AEW. And I wonder what is that or what is it from them? And this where then MJF was like, how about first of all, how about you shut your mouth when he shouted it out? Well, he didn't say exactly like I said it, but I explained the way he did it. But that's what MJF's like, I know what you're talking about, but I don't give a damn about them. You shut the hell up, you schmucks. And that's where he started continuing to call him that. He was like I just think it's very funny that these hypocrites decide that who the more redeemable and who's not redeemable. And he was like, and you got everything handed on the silver platter, Heyman, because these multiple smokes that you deserve to be the main character in question. This word and you're like, yeah, you really think that's the case? This word and fans like, hell yeah, why not? And this word and this was the same man that drank the man's blood is and also the guy that attacked innocent veterans in the locker room, including one in particular, the guy. Including that guy that was a mentor to you, and you even drove a syringe through your arch rival's head, and also burned his childhood house down. Which it wouldn't take a genius and an expert to know he's referring to the other fellow former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland. But yeah, and this is where then. And that's where then MJ's like, but despite all that, they still shout your name, Cowboy Sugar Honey Iced Tea. And yes, they censored it out. That's why I'm saying it the way I am. But that's where fans are chanting Cowboy Sugar Honey Iced Tea around the arena about 20 straight times. It's where he's like, yeah, they're shouting your name, Hangman out of Page. But I got a question for you, Bud, that he said to the Cowboy that called himself Sugar Honey Iced Tea. He's like, but after everything you've done, do you really love yourself? Do you love you? And this is where he tried to get an answer for him. This is where he did not get into this. Is where what's name started questioning him, Maxwell. To start questioning him, he's like, "Do you love yourself? Of the career of your mentor? Huh?" And then this where then he does. After he absolutely just demolished that worthless, talentless jobber hack Christopher Daniels, and I'm like, well, first of all, he's not nowhere near what you just said. That a jobber hat, worthless, or worthless jobber hack. Let me rephrase. I said it horrible in the opposite manner. But he's more of a incompetent bald biscuit head that you should have said. First of all, and second of all, I'm gonna tell you what the Heyman Page said in response to him. You don't you dare put Christopher Daniels into this because Christopher Daniels is a 10 times 10 times the man that you ever been. And he's like, if I could rip out my spine and give it back to him, I would gladly give it to him in a heartbeat. Like if that was possible, of course, but this where him. But for a 32-year career, like 100 times around this goal, like if there's a wrestling company in our lifetime that like he came and gave part of his life of his dreams and put it to, and he put on fighting for his life and he died in the Warriors' death, and then and I know that he would never ever had any better other way. And then he said with a slow every ain't gonna have it on any other way. That's like, and he took care of professional wrestling, and even professional wrestling was dying. And then when wrestling, and also when wrestling were not taking care of him either. And this is where Heyman said, and I say like he is the best of us, like he is all of us. You like, and there's men and women like him that we have the chance to stand in this ring tonight. And don't you ever, ever, never, ever, ever forget that. And then this is where the Hangman, this Backstory, take the freedom, start chuckling, start shaking his head. Is like, yeah, interesting. And this is when fans start chanting "Falling Angel," like right in the beginning of his of Hangman Adam Page's next round of speaking his mind on the promo. This is where the fans start chanting "Fallen Angels," which we all know as the nickname of Christopher Daniel. But it's where he's like, that's where Hangman plays like, but I don't think that's you understand, Max. Like you don't have that gut for something like this, and that's where then James like, oh, you want to bet you think I really would care if my career ends? And this is where then Hangman plays like, if it's so, like prove it, if like if you don't agree that if you don't agree that stupid stupid sugar on the iced tea grin off your face. Like if you're grin if your career ended tonight right here, like what would they say about you? Would they say that you're a credit to our sports in question, or if you're a credit of you're an opportunist, like in a selfish coward that coward that's concerning questions, and he took every shortcut on that the power and the glory that he thought would win their admirations. Like, and how did that went for you, buddy? And this word is like you were asked, while everything that you have done, like you still seem to care about me, like no matter what I do, because when I put things up, I have I'm not just doing it for myself, and and they know I have a goal in mind to get back where I was at like a couple years ago. And then they understand that. They're like, and then they like he's like, and they know I don't put anything arrogant in words that I put in their ears. He's like. And like I know what is right and I know what is wrong as well. I know the difference. Like I tell the truth about it. Like yeah, like I may have said some non-truth. Like and for the last 5 years, like being here, I probably lied like about like maybe 5,000 times, but I never lied to these people, which they're out there. I'm like, wow, like you would you would share them all your passions and your honest opinions to them over maybe even your own friends and family members, which I'm not sure if that's accurate the way I explained that, but yeah, who knows? Like because he just he swore that he never lied to any of his fans, which I'll say. Which I guess that's a good reason why they're loyal to him. But this is where we got him at pages like I had to hell going to eye to eye. And hanging out pages was like then it's like I did not run from it and I didn't hide with it. And everything I had, like I have worked for, like the tag team title, the world championship, and the family. Through all of this, like and they stood by me unconditionally. Like and I worked for it, and then it was not easy. And then this is where the fans started clapping for the former champ. This is where it's like, and then you may have spent like 5 whole years cheating, and he's like, well, and he's like, you stand in your way, like he's like, like that, like, you saying that you were better than them. Like that's the only thing they're gonna be remember you with. Like, but I hope though that for once, like that you, like for your sake, like of your personally and professionally, like there's a small part of you like that. Like, is it true? Like, is it because like the way I see it, not true, and deep down inside you, like I just think that you know it. And then it's like, yeah, which is obviously a phrase that's probably no pun intended to Max. I mean to Adam, but it is for us, like just to think about. It's where MJF then start chuckling right back, like the devil he is, like if he's Satan himself, for them saying like, are you a complete child? Like trying to manipulate, with him trying to manipulate Hangman and also trying to play mind games with him in the process, which I believe I just double dundedly phrase there. But it's where the MJ is like, did I just. Like, did I win fancy squaresy on the way to the top of this race? Oh no! Like, hey, newsflash! Like, you little dip sugar on the iced teas. And no, he was not saying that he wanted uh the dip, I'll say dip a French toast stick into his what they call his ice cold refreshing beverage. But anyway, this word then he said that like I'm gonna tell you like how to get the show you how to get the job done. Like and I earned every single thing that I did in this business. He's like, but I can't say the same for you, can I, Hangman? Like no, because whether you admit it or not, before the door of this company even open, like the power of be, like decide they're gonna prop you up, right? Yeah, you were the golden boy and the chosen one. Us weren't you? Like you coming into this company and back in 2019 with all the buzz and all the propaganda in the world. And this is when MJ was like, you know why I came with like Hangman? Like, well, like all I needed was a scarf and a mic. And then him shouting, he's like, and you have earned absolutely nothing. I walk, talk better than you, I look better than you, I dress better than you. And as a matter of fact, I am better than you, everything I do. It's just a fact. And then you made one thing that prove that you can do one thing that's better than me, Hangman. Like, just name it right now, Hangman. And this is where Hangman Page had no words to say in response at the time. It's where but this one it took him like probably 20 straight seconds to get on the microphone, saying I the one thing I am like that's probably better than you is real. And this where then he went face to face. I'm like, yeah, it's long as like I'll say you gotta hand him credit with credit. Even some of the things that he did was wrong. At least he had an honest rather than trying to hide it up with a smile, a fake smile, I guess you could say, to be. But it's where MJF then bark right back saying, you can be the main character all you want, like I don't have no problem with that for being the bad guy into the story, which that's what clearly what the feud is. And this where then what's the name agreed Excalibur I say like those are some incisive words uh, words from these two. Like this where but it's where both of the ladders start taking off their jackets. That's where they look like about to get physical. But I think there's a rule that Anthony Khan made a rule, no physicality, or else they're going to pay a very hefty fine. But luckily, none of that didn't happen. That's where the MJF's like, do it, hit me. That's where Heyman Page no hit me, so you can do yourself a favor, like with them barking right back into. That's where MJF then put his hands up, like if he got caught by the PPD, I guess you could call it, like the or that Phoenix Police Department, whatever you want to call it. This is where, like, if he got caught by them, this is where MJF went right back. This is where then I believe he took a page out of one of his idols' playbooks, which is like the man that became the youngest world champion over the other company, and that it was spitting him in the face, like if he's the guy that this particular former youngest world champion did to his former mentor. And that's where then Heyman Page just flipped into new attack. Luckily, Maxwell ran out of there and the security held him back, or else he would have been fined by Anthony Khan because he would have broke the rule of this segment. But luckily, yeah, he saved him from paying a hefty fine that he could probably barely could pay and that he could barely afford. But that's where Hangman Page didn't think of it of something like that Anthony Khan did not say. Like there was no like he said there was no there's no physicality involved when it comes to when it comes to yourself and your opponent, right? Like so, like he didn't say anything about the security. This is where Hangman then started attacking the security, started beating them up, like taking them out. This is where we got this is where Christopher Daniels then stop. This is where he tried almost swing him, looked like he was another security, but this is where he pulled back because he thought it was his mentor, like which was Christopher Daniels, of course. But this is where he's like you like just do it for this like your passion like just like I did it like when I like ever since I started being in the wrestling industry like okay like you know who you are, Hangman, like no, listen to me, like I know who you are, like and they know who you are, and that's where the fans are chanting. And that's where fans start chanting, what's the name? Christopher Daniels' nickname, the Fallen Angel. That's where we got Hangman and eventually listen what they went right back to. That's where Taz described it as nice motivation from the Fallen Angel and former AEW Tag Team Champion. And what are your thoughts this onto the segment, and it eventually was announced just came directly from the source himself, which is Anthony Khan. That's gonna indeed be Hangman Adam Page and MJF. That's gonna be added at AEW Revolution next to what's that? The Rated R Superstar Cope and John Moxley's AEW Championship match, and like Kenny Omega taking on either Konosuke Takeshita or his challenger, like for the international championship, depending on who was going to be the international champion by the time it's early March when they're in the Crypto.com arena. But let me know all about that in the comment section right down below. And yeah, and that's what the main event was basically is. Even though it wasn't the golden trophy like usual, like of the night, but it still got the bronze trophy of third place, like because it was still a pretty decent show, like between the returning Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. Let me tell you, he did an amazing job. Like it felt like if he never left in the first place. Like if he did not got written off like for a little bit on World's End. But well, let's move on. Let's do it to show the Grand Slam recaps of all the matches and the big high profile match, like who was the winners, of course. Well, I'll say most of them like for the best because the one that in particular they just shortened out like for one championship match, like which I give praise to Anthony to give. So not to tarnish the mind of your boy SNA. I mean, even if you showed that this particular wrestler won their championship match, like I would not like I would say like I would say that I wouldn't mind a bit because I would just compete. Did say the skinny version of it anyways, and y'all already know it's a certain bitch man that I'm referring to. But anyways, is where we got Christian Cage and the rest of the patriarchy came out like and for their match against the new pairing of the Ops. I believe that's what the name of Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. But yeah, that's where they came out as soon as the Powerful Force and all of pro wrestling went off the air. And then it's official that they're going by his name. This is where we got Samoa Joe. Oh no, it was Katsuyori Shibata starting things off with Nicholas Wayne, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where, or no, it was Kip Sabian actually. That's where they're gonna go over and hand grab. But that's where it kicks right into the midsection. That's where then we got that's where she got Shibata to go for a wrist lock. Then we got Kip Sabian going for a kip up. Here's where he fall right back down, because Katsuyori tripped her way over. And then he tried to go for wrist, like where twist that arm, like so it could be like undependable arm. This is where we got that's where we got Kip Sabian. Then he got caught slipping because he accidentally let go of Katsuyori Shibata. That's where he hits a hammer lock on him. That's where the fans noticed that and they start chanting that he fucked up. And yeah, that's the only time I'm gonna say that. And that's where then we got Kip Sabian get thrown right to the right corner side, but it's where he shoulder tackle and just try to go for a headlock. It's where he gets thrown right to the right side. And the way the arena was in Phoenix, it kind of reminded me of the Daly's place, but maybe just a little different and like probably everything that's on the sides, like in opposite sides, like instead of one thing being on the right side, it was in the left side. But they showed the camera right up on the Titantron where it says Dynamite. But anyway, this is where we got Katsuyori Shibata tags and Joe. Is all going for a knife edge chops battle, trying to get the number one spot because they don't care what that certain ring chat around that has the envy list says because they for some reason they want to be on it so badly, which I'll say they're probably on the second or third because the reigning defending champ, Mr. Dax the Axe, is the champion. But this is where we got Samoa Joe didn't go for a trip. This was Samoa Joe then hits a fallaway, what they call, but it was Samoa Joe did it again when Nick Wayne had his back turned, like with his face first onto the canvas. This is where he's like, I feel painful. This is where Samoa Joe's like, okay, like we got two of these buffoons now, but what about one of them? But Christian Cage, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. This is where Christian Cage, when he tagged in as his latest stepson, what's his name? Kip Sabian is where he ends up tagging his first stepson, which is Nicholas Wayne. Is where Samoa Joe's like, okay, like if it won't be exactly Christian, I just might as well pretend this is actually Christian when he sent him right to his corner in the bottom left side, turns him like edge chops, tagging the wrestler Katsuyori Shibata in the process. That's where then Enter Shibata hit him knife edge chops right onto the chest. That's where then he picks him right back up, where he put right up there. That's where he hits him with another knife edge chop. That's where he did a slow motion. He hits a knife edge chop. That's where he tags in Hook. That's where he slaps him, straight hand slap right into the chest. That's where he did the second straight one. This is where we got him trying to tag in, what's his name? Katsuyori Shibata. That's where then he snap mirrors him. This is where he goes for a headlock. This is where we got Nicholas Wayne and hits the suplex. This is where then he tried to go for a pin, but this is where we got Katsuyori Shibata then kicking out at 2.1, or was it 1.1? I think it was 1. But that's where we got the partial power for force and all the pro wrestling then went off the air. That's where it was the commercial break, of course. This is where we got. But yeah, once the adverts came right off, this is where we got. It's where we saw Hook then start coming back, like after Katsuyori Shibata counter out of the dirty shenanigans from Kip and Nicholas. That's where we got Hooked and started hitting the explosive suplex onto the steps of the patriarch himself until he tried to come into the attack, but he ends up paying the price by getting hit with being the next victim of Hook by getting hit with the explosive suplex. Hook then grab what's his name, Nicholas Wayne, right into the upper left side, hit the suplex, but it's where it ends up being a dud. This is where you try to go for the explosive suplex after the hip suplex. This is where he ends up getting elbow strike right into the left side. Like this is where he suplex him. This is where we got That's where we got Katsuyori Shibata go for a boot. But that's where he gets drop kick right on the top, right on the Kip Sabian. This was Samoa Joe. Then try to go for a clothesline. Samoa Joe try to go for a small drop. This is where Christian try to go for a kill switch, but he ends up getting thrown right to the left side. This is where Samoa Joe hits a flying suicide elbow drive for a boom and slam him face first, or suicida, whatever you want to call it, in AEW. But this is where Hook and try to go for a spear right into the bottom right corner side, right over spear where the heels would normally be if the camera angle was in that slide, but since the stage set was a little short, like if it's the Daly's place, and place in Arlington, then maybe it'll be it looks like that, but if it was more likely like would normally be, that would be the case. But that's why we got Nicholas Wayne to try to go for a wheelbarrow and cradle roll, a pin, but roll up. But this is where then he tried to grab onto to the bottom corner ropes to make it extra devastating. But it's where once he found out that didn't work, this is where he tried to go for Wayne's World. But it's where Hook then stopped him by catching him hitting the red room. This is where Kip Sabian tried to do something, but there's nothing he can do about it because Katsuyori Shibata pulls him out of the apron, hits him with a sleeper of his own. This is where Christian Cage tried coming to save his stepson, but this is where Samoa Joe blocked him by preventing him from getting inside. That's where Hook managed to put Nicholas Wayne to sleep, like in the red room. They won by submission. Winners of this match, the Ops of Samoa Joe. And Hook and Katsuyori Shibata, like in the individual side of things, like you want to call them that. But I got the win. But yeah, this is where they stand up tall here tonight. And yeah, what was your thoughts on this match? Let me know in the comments. But I would say this definitely deserves probably the silver trophy of the night. I guess you could say. Yeah, I'll say silver trophy for sure. Maybe tied with Kristen Statlander against Megan Bain, even though there still needs some repercussions that need to be paid off with Kristen, but that doesn't takes away on how amazing she is in the square circle. And same goes to Megan Bain. Kudos to those ladies, I guess, for now. But anyways, this is where we got the that's where we got the golden trophy of the night, which was the street fight match that was up next, like after the Powerful Force and all of professional wrestling came over. But before we got into any of those, that's where then we got Chris Jericho. Then was in serious face more than usually be. Like I mean, he was smiling a little bit, but this is where he stopped smiling when Renee Paquette was grinning and chuckling. He's like, it is where this is where the Chris Jericho's like you're lucky that like I have some sympathy for you, Miss Renee. Like and this is where yeah, he even said like he was and if I wanted to, I would have your ass thrown out right out of here and got you fired. Which I was like, that wouldn't be so bad. Like, but at the same time, like I don't think she did anything to the point that she should be getting the lead or walking papers and in her giving the red X and the pink slip. But yeah, but at the same time, like it wasn't funny to hopefully that she pays the dang price like by having her man getting paying it by getting his butt kicked just because she disrespected Chris Jericho like from courtesy of the bad apple Brian Keith. But here's where we got Chris Jericho there, and like and it was like I am a megastar and that is a fact here in all elite wrestling, and he's like, I want to be treated with respect, like a legend that I deserve. Like, but usually keep getting treated with respect. Like, it's because I'm too nice. Like, maybe it's time for the learning tree to teach someone a history of. I'm the new way they like, which they said like he's the number 9, which that's true. Like, because that's how you translate 9 in Spanish. But this where then he was like I am a 9-time world champion in multiple companies and multiple countries. Which I was like, gee, I wonder like what's the one country and one company in particular where he's referring to, which I believe that's where he won maximum majority of his reigns as world champions. But that's where the Chris Jericho like I walked around down the street into Brisbane, Australia, and he knew who the hell I was. Like, hey, Chris Jericho, I'm a fan of you. Can I take a picture? And then he's like, but the guys like Bandito, they had to candle to take that particular picture because they don't know who he is. Like, but here's a picture of the big. Like, but you got the biggest picture of me and that fan of your life. Like, congratulations, man. He's like, but what I'm going to do here is give you that chance, opportunity for this Ring of Honor World Championship this Saturday at AEW Collision. Like, and forgetting about the Bounty Award because this don't mean anything what I'm about to do I'm about to do to you like in the next 3 days because I'm gonna give you a chance of trying to beat me I'm gonna give you a chance to beat me, but I'm gonna give you a chance. Like everybody gonna be too comfortable around, like because I'm getting sick and tired like of those that are again way too comfortable. Chris Fudge Unsweetened Chocolate Kiwi Kelling Jericho, which he did not refer himself as a sweet delicious or unsweetening but still sweet like fruit flavor chocolate bar, but that does sound very delicious. That's also organic. But it's where we got But that's where we got the street fight match, but it took long at all for these dudes to beat the I'll say the holy daylights out of each other, with them even taking it to the audience in their street clothes because for some reason, like it's been pointed out from a fellow YouTuber, like it seems like they're more brutal and more powerful if they wear their street clothes rather than wearing their usual traditional wrestling gear. But that's where that's where they went up Brian Stand, but Big Bill and hit him with an uppercut. This is where he hits him with right hands. This is where but Powerhouse Hobbs, the far back, hits a big old right hand. This is where it sends him right back in the ringside, hits him with a clothesline, knocking him out in the process. This is where he fell down like boom, and it, like if he was only like a 5 foot like smaller wrestler, like, and I hope I don't sound offensive when I say that, but I'm just pointing out like if he just calls out Commander with a K, and when it comes to that comparison, like what I'm trying to say, like it don't look like that Big Bill is the big wrestler the way he got clotheslined by Powerhouse Hobbs. Like even though he's 7 foot, like Powerhouse Hobbs shows that size, like when it comes to height, does not matter. Even though he is like about like probably around my height, like maybe 6 foot 2, 3, maybe 4. But that's where the but that's where he tried to spear Powerhouse Hobbs after close on him back to back right into his back, and with his ribs right face first into the barricade of Barry's tombstone. But this is where once you try to go for a spear, he gets hit with a mixture right into the face, like knocking him out, which I believe like he got hit so bad to the point that I believe he was busted open with the red stuff. That's where we got a Big Bill grab off like a wooden, like one of the wooden parts of that mixer, start whacking it right into the back of Powerhouse Hop. That's where we got that's where Big Bill tried to grab another piece, tried to swing it right into the steel steps, but this is where Power Top Smart move out that way. This is where he tried to do the same right to the apron, but he dodges out that way, or else he probably would be completely maimed right now. This is where Big Bill tried swinging right to the button, but this is where he bring this bell. This is where Power Tops grab onto the chair, whacked it right into his ribs, hits him back first with the steel chair. He's like, like check. This is where he's like, check, please. To Aubrey Edwards, like if she was a waitress, but the thing is, she's a referee, not a restaurant, but not a restaurant waiter. But this is where then we got, but that's where we got Powerhouse Hobbs. Then went right on. This is where Powerhouse. No, Big Bill went right in the ring first, but Powerhouse Hobbs followed him soon after to see what he's going. That's where he hit him right into the face, right onto the hit him in the head with that monkey wrench, and this is where then I believe it made his hand even worse with him bleeding out the stuff. This is where then this, this is where he spine busted him, spiking him right back first into the steel steps, and this is where we got the partial powerful force and all of professional wrestling came on again. But it's where Powerhouse Hobbs then got in control. This is where he and this is where we got this is where Powerhouse Hobbs tried to throw him out of the ring, but this is where Big Bill didn't try to throw him instead. But this is where he gets hit with the world's dangerous power slam. Like if he's the certain strongest man in the world, like the one that used to work there. But this is where we got Powerhouse Hobbs and look at a table, which is the most fan favorite maneuver in all of professional wrestling. Because like, no, I have a better idea. This way, grab on the bag, which we thought it was probably some thumbtacks in there, which is the most piercing weapons in all of pro wrestling. But I know something totally different. It was it was some broken bricks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like mini broken up bricks, like which is probably worse than Legos. This is where then he tried to go for like a spine buster or something like that, but this is where he then hit some right hand. Like this is where then he tried to give him a taste of his own medicine, like with a Big Bill trying to roll away from him. This is where Big Bill hit an uppercut, but he gets hit with a big old right hand with the fans like Chan B. And it's where fans are booing Big Bill. This is where and this is where we got Power Tops and Big Bill face first, right onto the what they call the steel, some of the steel steps. But he did the second time as well. to add some brutal measures into. This is where we got Powerhouse Hobbs to try to put the icing onto this unsanctioned cake, I guess you could say. Well, it was not fully unsanctioned. It was official from AEW and especially Anthony Khan. This is where we got Powerhouse Hobbs try to. That's where he barely lift up Big Bill and just pushes him into like this unusual spine buster version. This unusual version of the spine buster. Let me rephrase that. But it's where Aubrey was trying to check on Big Bill. He had noticed the dude is where he tried to. This was for a count, which I totally forgot. This was more likely a. This is a what's it called? This is what they call. This was the last man standing kind of street fight, not a pinfall stipulated version, but yeah, needless to say, Big Bill was not getting back up from it. This is where Aubrey was counted all the way to 10. This is where, yeah, you already know who's the winner, and the winner of this match, Powerhouse Hobbs. And the way that Big Bill tried to get back up, he couldn't. He just, once he was like right up again at the count of 7 or 8, he fell right back down, like if it's a what they call, like if it's a cutscene on a wrestling game. Like if you're doing the short version of who's gonna be determined to gonna win the match. But that's where we got Powerhouse Hobbs and had a big standing ovation with him still leaking in the forehead. That's where he grabbed on the one part of a brick that's not broken up. That's where he's like, yeah, like your boy Powerhouse is the victor. This is where we saw Brian Keith coming out there to help out his classmate of the learning tree. But this is where we got another backstage interview, which was the two other members of the Donald Callis family, and that was what's name Machine Brian Cage and the Murder Hawk Lance Archer, and this is where then Renee Paquette asked questions about that. This is where then we got Brian Cage was like you well, you take a look at it, as far as me and the Murder Hawk concerned, we're here to plan on to kill the hurt syndicate, and surprise, we're gonna be lost of fire. And this is where the Lance Archer's like, well, we heard you two boys are going to be at Collision this weekend. Like, if y'all want to put on y'all's big boy pants on, Lance Archer said right after his brother broke. How about we talk about those tag titles? Because in the end, we're going to be taking it, and no one that can stop us. And he whispers that out. And then this is where I was like, yeah, as if like y'all wish that's gonna be the case, but the only thing that y'all are doing is wishing that to existence, which is like writing a check that you can't cash out of. But that's where we got the big announcement, which we talked about on my news story video, which it will have something to do with the upcoming Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which is going to be this May, and they announced that they will come back to Arizona for that particular pay-per-view, saying that they'll be on sale very soon. Like a VIP is available, and the pre-order will be available this Friday, but this coming Monday it will be all the tickets for Double or Nothing is going to be completely available, but it's where we got a timeless Tony Storm came out. And this is where he asked the fans in Phoenix, saying, like, this is all you adore. This is where fans are like, hell yeah, it is. And this is where it's like, and that's where what did she say next? Like, when the fans start chanting, Tony, Tony, Tony. And it's like, and then this is where she, oh yeah. And this where, oh yeah, she said some very I'll say choiceful words about herself, something that most women would not like to be referred as, which it contains calling herself a whore and a and a slut and a tramp. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should be saying this right now, but it's her words, not mine. Like, yeah, I'm saying, but that's where she said this tramp is the new champ, which that does rhyme. So she was telling the truth. On to that note, but I'm not sure if I'm sure want to be calling calling any of these women's wrestlers these names, even though like if most of them are, or even if half of them, I should say, not most. I mean, because I'll say more likely most of them are very talented, but anyways, and pretty cool. But I'll say some of them, even though they are talented as well, but they sometimes they're creepy. Well, like I can't count Karina is actually uh, uh, like an AEW wrestler. She's still in Stardom. Like the AEW happens to be partnering with them. But anyways, like and I'll say Kristen, I'll say the same with her, but I still cannot call her an insulting name. I think it's one, it's worthless, and two, I think it's horrible for. I'll be very horrible in general, and that'll make me no better than that. Like, but anyways, like, and I'm not trying to be better. I'm just saying, like, that'll be unexcusable. What for me, to, like, there's no excuse. Like, even if I do have some very like funny nicknames to make fun of wrestlers like that, like I don't want to call them some words that's like out of their names. Yeah. But anyways, this is where we got. This word did she call? This word she referred, but she did call Mariah May a sick bitch, like which she is. Like I was like, no, I'm just kidding. Like this word she called her that, and yeah, her words again, and like and some of y'all are going to call me a little bit of a hypocrite here because there's one in particular where she's currently holding the Continental title, but that's different. But anyways, like some of y'all probably going to be saying how, but y'all going to understand in the future. But anyways, where we got Tony Storm was like yeah. But I'm actually proud of you, Mariah. Like, despite like you gave me the fight of my life in my home country, and then I beat you with my small package, which some might call devastating. Well, she did not say that, but it's just what this what she was like. That's where the Tony Storm didn't say like they say everything comes great in small packages. Like well, not for your timeless hero here. That does not occur. But like for you, like you should have worn protection because I would. She was like, because I wore you out with the biggest package that you could ever find, which that's probably a non PG gesture that she just quoted right there. Which yeah, I barely got myself to say this. I was like, wow, like, did you borrow Juice Robinson? That's why I said, like, when I very first heard this. Which Thomas Tony Storm sounds like something that's very inappropriate. But this one, for some reason, Taz was intrigued about this with him shouting out, "She's back!" And then then she was like yeah, and this where then I finally written my unwritten I finally written my untold story on the paper on the book, and he's like, I finally, women, I'm the I'm your new and first ever 4-time AEW Women's Champion. And it's the happy ending. And also, make sure to check out my new movie, which is called Queen of the Ring, if I'm not mistaken, which is going to be featured with a couple other AEW wrestlers, which I totally forgot right now. I'm clueless right now. Maybe I'll get a reminder on the wrestling news. And then she when she said she's gonna be starring in, but I don't know, she's definitely the star that she's starring in as Queen of the Ring, which is gonna be in theaters March 7th. So I hope y'all guys enjoy. Which hopefully I hope that your boy SNA gets a chance to watch this, not because of Tony, or timeless at this point, because yeah, I'm not these any of these pervs that are obsessed with her, obviously not. But I am very so much of a fan of her, as a wrestler and with this gimmick with her in the comedic way, with me even making fun of it here on the SNA podcast. But it's where the but this where did she put down the women's championship on? She was like, and if I'm going to be the best, I'm going to need to be the face the best. And this is where she named the name, with women's of wrestling, with her saying, she's saying women of wrestling, lend me your ears, wherever you're putting your ears next to your head where you can put it up along like with your TITs out, like in whatnot, whether it's Kristen Statlander or Willow the Pillow Nightingale, the night, or Willie or even Willie Richter, I believe that's her name. Like if you want to go uh, 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 chin to chin or head to head or TIT to TIT or lip to lip, which that almost rhymed. This where she was like, "I'm not hard to find, darling," which it's obvious that's the case. This where she was like. For the gods, like there's a woman, and that is her, and her name is Timeless Tony Storm. And then it's where she dropped the microphone right down when she got when she was done with a promo with I believe even Taz was even clapping, which I hope that he's not falling for Tony at this point at the stage with him saying like how amazing and exquisite it is, like in the description, which I couldn't agree more about that, but more likely as a fan here, but it's where the fans start chanting for Tony. It's where the fans and maybe even Taz himself start clapping. And then there's another guy that should be poking fun of a commentator having the goods for a particular women's wrestler that's a women's champion, like how Nigel did. But now there's a new commentator to be poking fun about this, which I'm not sure if that's appropriate to be talking like this right now. If I'm supposed to be an unbiased professional YouTuber right here, but I thought I might start joshing like a little bit because like I noticed that you assassinators love it when I make the when I make I try to be a bit comedic, I guess you could say. Excuse me, but what are your thoughts on the Tony Storm, like now being the new women's champion? And she did a record breaking 4 times. And who do you think is going to be your next challenger? Could it be a Kristen? Could it be Will the Pillow, like what you just mentioned, or could it be like what's her name, Richter? Yeah, like let me know down in the comment section right down below. Or do you think it should be somebody, which I'm thinking it should be one star, but I'm not going to mention right now because I'm probably going to be criticized and poked fun about, which I kind of sound like a hypocrite right now because I was just saying I was poking fun at the likes of the commentators like Nigel McGuinness and Taz, but here I am like giving my prediction of who should be Tony's next challenger is. But anyways, is where we got Gabe Kidd was hyped up about he's going to be making an appearance this Saturday, which he is the current New Japan Strong Openweight champion and the reigning defending champion at that. And they showed him like in this big match against Kenny Omega, which by the way I did made a review on this past January. And yes, I'm gonna keep mentioning that until my last day being on this planet. But yeah, that's where. But yeah, it was been announced. And what do you think what he's going to be doing in this capacity with him making his way over to the Saturday night show? Which I assume that it was already at the building, considering that like they're pre-taping Collision after this show, so it wouldn't take an expert to know that he's already at the building. But it's where we got Renee Paquette to try to ask him questions about what happened last week when she got ambushedly attacked by her husband's female assistant. And that's when Will the Pillow pointed that out to her, which I give kudos to the Pillow for saying that. This is where she was like, I'm just gonna cut the chase, get the boy 1 minute, like a very and your husband was involved like that, not only your husband and his horrible toxic water infested female intern, like they not only they interrupted my interview with you, like but they immediately attacked me, like and again my 2025 has been going to a terrible start, and it's already bad enough that I did not win the Women's World Cup, which I'm very disappointed about that too, because I even predicted that she was going to win. But no, that was Momo Watanabe, which I'm going to be talking about her in just a moment. But anyways, this is where we got. This was how about we talk about you guys in the Death Riders, Moxley and Shafir? It was like, yeah, like tell it, Pillow, like tell what's well, what's on your mind? This is where she was like it's not getting any better. This is where she caught Marina Shafir like a mile away because she's the next Super Saiyan, like next to what's his name, Jay White, and who else was like a Super Saiyan? I couldn't mention him by name right now, but he's over at the other company, so I'm not sure if I should mention him. But anyways, yeah, like, but just like Jay White, like he knows her from a mile away, but it's where she ended up still getting whacked right into the box like structure, and this is where it was very disappointed with her. It's like sure, shit, like when she shouted out like when her hit face first right into the box right structure. John Moxley then demands the cameraman to come follow them right into the arena. This is where the John Moxley came out like, yeah, like all right, come on, boys. And this is where it was the whole entire Death Riders, which they still had that briefcase that contained that very disgusting toxic water, brought it into Arizona of all places, unfortunately. Like, and I feel bad for the Phoenix fans. That's where it's not shit. That's where then he's like people in Phoenix and people watching at home, which he was probably talking about. One of those guys that are watching at home is yours truly, of course. Like, who else could he be talking about along with everybody else, like including you assassinators? But it's where then he's like ask me this question, do you know, who the hell I am? I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, at this time, this is where the fans are like, yeah, like, obviously, this is where he's like, I'm a champion world, like, that's who I am. I was like, yeah, like, and that's where then, what's his name, said the most brilliant line of Mr. Taz, which I apologize, I poked fun at him earlier, but I got to give kudos to him for saying this, with him saying, like, yeah, by default, which it wasn't. That's not a lie whatsoever. Like ever since that he lost his mind and claimed Antonio Schiavone is the owner of AEW, like I'm gonna keep saying like that he got the wrong Tony in all like of all people. That's the owner, which is a totally different Tony, which he's Anthony, not Antonio. But it's where Tom Moxley claims that he's the owner now. And I was like, if that's the case, how come we haven't seen you in the gorilla position with Anthony or even taking Anthony's spot in his job? But it's where he's like, he owns the company. He owns the camera. He owns the ring. He owns them seats that the fans are sitting at there booing at. So nobody comes to my house and lay down to some challenge. Like there's somebody that know they can't help. Like in the form is a rated R superstar, which he was obviously referring to Cope. This was like, let me tell you, Adam Copeland, he probably he's probably still like in Australia moping like he's faced down the door like in Australia like where he kept him like where he made a challenge to me. Well, I pump his head right off his shoulder, like where my bare damn hands. You know, and if he shows up at Revolution, like I will finish that job. And this is where he dropped the mic. This is where, but luckily got interrupted by the man that always keep hitting on his wife, which is my boy Switchblade Jay White. This is where he came out there about to get ready to go bang bang, like if he had a pistol in his left hand, his lefty. But it's where then he's like, that's where it was like, who wants to get blasted on? Like, who wants to or get their brains blasted? More likely, I should say on the term. But that's where he knew he got surrounded when the bastard Pac was right behind him. When he came right through the like we came from the hill entrance when Jay White was in the middle of the ramp. That's where Jay White's like, I knew that you were gonna do this. Like, y'all think I'm surrounded? Like, actually, y'all guys are surrounded. And that's where I didn't know. Like, what the hell? I know. Like, what the hell you mean? Like, this is 5 of us, only one of you. But until they heard a certain theme music that said, "You think you know him," and then it's where it was the theme song we all know is the rated R superstar, and he was right behind Moxley of all people. Like when the music started playing, started beating the daylights out of him. It's where the rest of the Death Riders tried to stop him, but there was nothing stopping the cope that has hope, I guess you could say. And this is where then Jay White then turns Pac around, hits a Blade Runner out of nowhere to give the 3 most devastating letters of all of professional wrestling and the other company a run for his money. But this is where we got Jay White came out there, help out, hit a Blade Runner onto Willa Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. This is where then he That's where Cope then grab on to the spike the what they call spike the nailed board that is gifted by McFoley. That's where he tried to whack anybody with like including Moxley and Maria Shafir. He did not care who in there in the way. This is where he just whacked right onto the turnbuckle. This is where they end up running away like cowards that they are, of course. But yeah, and this is where Cope was like you may be running, but you can't hide. This is where Cope did fall them out of the building. This is where he finally got on the microphone from one of the referees. This is where he's like Moxley. This is where he's like. And he's like, this isn't your arena. These are not your seats. Like, these are not your people. Like just because you're the world champion doesn't automatically make you the owner of this company. Which I was like, tell it, Cope. Like, yeah, tell him something that he does not know because he's been brainwashed and toxically mind controlled by that disgusting water from his disgusting, horrible hometown, which why he has its nickname. But anyways, where we got Cope was like, yeah, like they're actually my people. Like they're also my. That's where he grabbed onto the wooden board. This where or not the nail. He was like, yeah, like you probably went back to your hotel and in the hospital, whatever bridge that you under like you scumbag. Which I was like, yeah, that's where he probably gets the water from in Cincinnati. Which that sounds very nauseating. Which I better stop thinking about right now. But anyways, this is where we got. But yeah, he was like, I know you're gonna see this, Mox. Like you got. This where then he took a page out of one of his former arch rivals back like almost 20 years ago, like when they were fighting for that top championship in that company. Like that guy's about to hang up his boots, or should I say his sneakers for good, and later on in the year. But it's where he's like he took a page out of his playbook from almost 10 years ago and said you don't have no nuts. Which I remember, I just watched back on this video from a fellow YouTuber. He pointed that out, and I remember when me and my father watched that, and my dad was like, "Damn!" Like he just said that to him. But it's where the Copeland also stated that he has no guts. Sound like your boy Super Ninja Austin would say when somebody don't have any like courage. I'll say you don't have no guts or nuts, but. Like you don't have no damn spine either, and this was like you little goon squad. No, guess what? Like as of now, like I'm gonna take them out like one by one, like and by one, and then it's where the and then the Cope's like, so we get the revolution. It's gonna be man to man, like, and I'm gonna kick your ass, Mox. And then it's where the and then it's where then the music started playing. It's where then it's still confirmed that it will be for the AEW World Championship. Maybe it's a good idea that they're not gonna. He done got written off for a little bit. And then yeah, and it, and the Cope that has hope and the Cope that has hope, like then put on the cowboy hat that he brought in, like with him in the arena, like looking like if he's a Arizona like a little like a small county town Arizona sheriff, I guess you could say, because people in the southern western area loves wearing cowboy hats for some reasons. But I'm not the one to judge. I appreciate the style because it's a perfect theme to their uniform. But anyways, this is where we went backstage. This is where we got a backstage interview with the next special guest, and it was everybody and like everybody's CEO, everybody's four belts Monet, and it's none other than Mercedes Monet. This is where then she came directly into the exact same interview area, like where Renee was interviewing the likes of Chris Jericho, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer. This is where she started saying like hey, friend. That's where then she get it. Yeah, this definitely like she's not gonna just only gonna get the And yeah, the CEO's not just gonna get the golden trophy; she's getting the platinum trophy of Goofy Wrestling of the Night. She totally put Renee in her place, just like Jericho did. Like she's like, Renee, like you better not interrupt me, and you better not question my anything that has to do with my success. And I totally agree. Like you should not disrespect the CEO, just like you don't disrespect Chris Jericho. And you're gonna pay the damn price. But anyways, but yeah, with all the jokes aside, this is where then we got that. That's where then she's like, and you definitely, and this is where she's like, and you definitely do not mention anything about that abomination of a puppet, which is probably for the best. This is where we got That's where then she finally starts saying some compliments to her because she got put in her place. This is where she's like yeah, it's like there's nothing that's stopping the money train right now. That's where she's like, yeah, you're damn right. Like there's no stopping about the money train. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be putting my first that there's gonna be the price to pay when you mess with Mercedes Monet. And this is what she was like. And this is where then. And this is where we got Renee Paquette's well, there's 2 weeks away from Revolution. Like, we actually caught up with Momo Watanane, like, from Australia, which that's exactly what they did. But it was Lexi Nair that interviewed. This is where she was like, you won the first ever Women's International World Cup, like with the crossover AEW, New Japan, Stardom, and CMLL and other promotions, and Ring of Honor as well. Like, this is where then she was like you want to win, like which I did a review about, by the way, when she beat the likes of what's her name, Athena and Willow the Pillow and others. But anyways, is where we got this is where she was like in AEW in Australia, like. And this is where then she has the championship of her choosing, like what belt she could use. She could go after somebody from Stardom or Ring of Honor or New Japan, CMLL, AEW, which she did, went for AEW. This is where then Lexi Nair tried to go for a question. This is where Momo with Tanane, I believe that she just made a death wish because she did not heed the CEO's warning. This is where she said, well, hesitations by saying I will be saying Mercedes Monet because she rubbed her that she rubbed her TBS title in her face, figuratively and literally. This is where then she was like I. I want to fight her at Revolution, and I will be the new TBS champion. Which I hate to break it to the Stardom star, but I just don't think that's the case. But anyway, this is where she was. This word then, this word then, but yeah, this word then she was surprised. This word, this where Renee Paquette disobeyed the CEO and she got scolded yet again, like if she's her daughter being scolded by her mother. And this was so satisfying because not only her Renee's husband got beaten by the rated R superstar, the supporter as herself just completely got squashed by the CEO of all people. This weird, and she was like, yeah, I told you not. This was just what did I say? Not no surprises, Renee. And I was like, yeah, Renee. Like, what was that all about? Like, even though that was the case, because even though even though it needed to be shown because Moma, but that's where then she did not. It was like, you know what, you're not even worth my time right now. Like I'm just gonna go to the person that's challenging me for my precious TBS championship. It's where she was like the money train, you want to join the money train? Like you really want to challenge me for my TBS title? You shine at Dynamite and say it to my face. And then this is where then she, stormed right out of there. And this is where. And then this is where we do got another match that was added for AEW Revolution, which is this TBS Championship match between the champ and four belts Monet herself, the CEO Mercedes Monet, taking on Stardom's very own Momo Watanabe. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. But yeah, who do you think is going to win this battle between these two ladies? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But But this is where we got Kristen Statlander came out because she has a match with Megan Bayne. And I did say this earlier, and I'm going to be a promise this ties a silver trophy next to that 6-man tag match between the ops against the patriarchy. And yeah, and that shows that the AEW's AEW's women's division is as totally revolutionary as it ever been before. Like, and this continues like with these two girls just know what the capital of professional wrestling is. Like, but let's get started into this match. Like, even though there's some repercussions, like because she messed with Super Ninja Austin, Miss Kristen here, which she still needs to pay the dang price on. But this is where we got. This is where we got what's her name, Megan Bayne, and her start going at it by swinging around. This is where then she started going for, and this is where she gets shoved right into the face. This is where then she goes right to the right side. This is where we got Kristen Statlander go for shoulder tackle. Some of y'all probably ask what it goes like, but it's just that the fact that that SNA still haven't forgot like that Kristen powerbomb SNA right through a table and fight forever, never forgetting that until until she pays the repercussions. But anyways, this is where she goes for the shoulder tackle, but it's where she ends up getting intercepted with a shoulder tackle with Megan Bayne was like at least 10 steps ahead of her. This is where we got the golden crystal goddess, whatever you want to call her, like then did her little taunting pose. This is where she ends up getting hit with a punch right into the midsection. This is where she swift kicked right into the face, like if she's 5 feet, even though Kristen's like around 6 feet. Like probably even taller than your favorite Super Ninja assassin, but this is where she hits a moonsault right in the air, try to go for a pin, but this is where she immediately gets kicked out at 2.6, but this is where we got Kristen going for a knife edge shot right to the bottom left side. This is where start going for right hands onto the face on the what's his name, Megan. This is where Megan picks her up, goes for a power bomb. But this is where Kristen goes for a swift kick. But this is where we got what's her name, Megan going for a pump kick, but she gets it with a roundhouse kick right into the face that made her land right into the upper right corner side. Is where we got Kristen Statlander try to grab onto the leg. This is where she picks her up right into like what they call an electric chair position, but this is where Megan Bayne, foot right out of it, pushes her back right into the upper right corner side. This is where she got to go for a crossbody, and this is where she goes for a spear right into the middle of the ring. This is where she did like this, start nodding her head like and just did a hand gesture kind of majiggy maneuver. But it's where then AEW then went to their partial powerful force of all professional wrestling break, and that is. Or should I say, this is where then we got the partial powerful force and came on, which is the picture-in-picture break. But once they got done with the partial break, adverts, the ad break. I mean, adverts. I don't know where my brain is, but anyways, this is where we got. This is where we got. Megan Bayne was no, it was Kristen Statlander was on top because it was the opposite. This is where Kristen Statlander started some strikes until she gets caught up with a boot that landed right to the bottom corner side. But once Megan Bayne went right to the top corner, she gets hit with a discus clothesline out of nowhere. This is where we got. This is where we got Kristen going for a suplex. This is where she picks her up, hits her with the face, plants her right into the middle of the ring. This is where she goes for a scissors kick, like she's a certain 5-time world champion over at the other company that's doing some commentary work. But this is where she try to go for a pin. But this is where we got Megan Bayne gets the shoulder up at 2.9, if I'm not mistaken, if it was an 8. But this is where we got self-proclaimed born-again Kristen, then picks up, what's her name, Megan Bayne, but it's where she counted out the Wednesday Night Fever because it was a Wednesday night. But it's where we got Megan Bayne in a back suplex right onto Kristen, right into the bottom corner side. This is where we got what's her name? This is where we got Megan Bayne, then picks her right up. This is where she try to hit some forearm strikes, like, boom, 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 and this is where them. But this was like boom. This was like too bad there's no table around, or else I would gladly reward Megan Bayne a gift of my token of my appreciation of making her pay the repercussions of messing with Super Ninja Austin. But this where then and this is where we got Kristen Statlander somehow tried. Kristen Statlander tried to get back in the ring, but this is where somehow Megan Bayne got up all up of her feet, and this is where then and hits a back suplex right into the middle of the canvas. Is where we got, and this is where then we got what. This is where we got what's her name? Megan Bayne picks up Kristen Statlander, puts her up and start putting her around. This is where she gets slapped across the chest. Is where then it's where the strike over an arm drag, but this is where Kristen hits a forearm strike right to her face, but Megan hits her right back with her right hand. This is where she started beating the daylights out of her. This is where Kristen started beating her with some daylight knocking out punches that knock her right off the top of the upper left corner side from preventing her to hit an avalanche maneuver. But this is where she gets pushed out of the way by Penelope Ford, which even though it's one thing that I'm not really much of a crazy fan of Kristen, like I'll say like even for that, like that's one thing, like, but like when it came to Penelope doing that, that was totally uncalled for. But this is where we got Megan Bayne then picks up Kristen, hits her with this F10 maneuver right into right into Kristen, which I would have if I was Anthony Khan, I would have paid her like probably $20 million to do a power bomb right through a table, like it made this some kind of an unsanctioned match. But that luckily I'm not the booker, so maybe it's for the best that does not happen. But yeah, needless to say, Megan Bayne won the match with some outside distractions from a future soon to be likely alliance of Penelope Ford. But luckily, like that's where once there was a post match beatdown between the two these two against Kristen, like in a 2-on-1 situation. This is where we got Thunder Rosa came out there for the save. Maybe it's for the best that she did so because she has some heat against these two ladies, and these are very this is a very intriguing angle here, like with two women stars in AEW, one that's been in here for almost 6 years, the other's been over for 5 years. Like, when Thunder Rosa have a steel chair saying, like, yeah, why don't you have your, yeah, Penelope, why don't you have your dense ass, like, come here, like, and let me whack you in the chair with this. And then this word's like, and then, yeah, you big, yeah, what about you big broad? Like, what she was, when she was referring to what's her name, Megan Bay. She's like, "Why don't you try to step up and see what see what I won't do?" Like, and while I'm at it, like, why I tell you the story about a female version of David and Goliath, or should I say, uh, should I say, the, uh, what's a or should I say, or should I say, tell the story of Diana and or should I tell the story of Diana and Geo Wyatt? I guess you could say, or Diana and Giovanna, I guess you could say. Yeah, if I say it correctly, if I want to say a female version of David and Goliath, which instead of a stone that she knocks into her head, it's a steel chair that she does in the middle of her, and she went face first on the ground, and she decapitates it with that exact same chair. But it's where then Megan Bayne said no thanks. She left, needless to say as well. And what then are you buying into this 2-on-2 feud between Thunder Rosa and Kristen Statlander against Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne? Y'all let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this is where we but yeah, but this is where we got Maximilian Caster that was in the back, or should I say Platinum Maximilian Caster, let me rephrase that. That was a backstage interview with Renee Paquette, but this time it was in a different backstage interview booth. That that's where the that's what she was asking, like, are you struggling like with these very with these open challenges? That's where Maximilian Caster was like, no, like these like, this is not the problem. Like, the problem is, well, I got the best wrestlers. Like, Adam. Hey, person, Jason Adam Page. Like, which don't have the same ring to it as Hangman. But he also said, like, But let's not talk about the open challenge right about that's not what it's all about. But it's about about being the best wrestler alive, so he don't count. So I guess that's understandable. But that's where Maximilian then was being serious by taking off his shades. That's where he's like, let's be serious right now. On Saturday on Collision. I expect or whoever they're gonna answer that, they're gonna look me in the eyes and they're gonna shake my hand, and they're gonna get beaten because I will prove to them and to everyone else that you cannot be better than the best. And that's where he gave the platinum this little platinum papers, which I think that he got it written by lazy people and liars, because who cares on what? Never mind. I'm not gonna go there or talk about the U.S. government or whatnot. But anyways, but then this is where we got Ricochet that came in, or Ricky the Dicky, let me rephrase that. This is where he came out there. This is where the fans started booing him because, yeah, of course, he plays a very convincing, clever heel. That you just cannot help but boo the guy. This is where Ricky the Dicky then came out. This is where he's like, "Hey, everybody." Really, you're gonna give me a response from fans like, "Boo, you are." Well, I cannot say because it sounds very inappropriate, but this is where he's like, you're like, yeah, you know what? That's okay, everybody, because I would be angered too as well. Because if I had to live in Phoenix, Arizona, because basically a poor man is lost. Let's be honest, it's a poor man's version of Las Vegas, which I think he's exaggerating when he compared the Southwest state into to the Sin City, or the state of the Sin City, I should say. But it's where he's like, but okay, that's okay. Like for me, really to say, I have a helicopter that take me and Samantha out of here and soon, as I am finished with this promo, because as much as the more like Kevin Durant, I'm trying to get the hell out of this boring ass town as soon as possible, ASAP for short. And this is where then the fans start chanting some very non-PG language. This where then they start booing him, start saying he suck and saying, yeah, well, some words that probably not gonna state right now. This word, and he's oh, that's fine. You do you, you do, buddy. You do. Unlike ungrateful, I'm gonna be talking directly to you, fans and people at home, because I know that you can hear me very loud and clear. Heard you, ha ha. And he's like, yeah, I bet you can. And this is where then he's like, but you need to understand, that all of this, these people around, and this booing in this building, it don't even matter. Start trying to play that reverse. But when you do a boo and become a winner, you're just booing the complete of nothingness. And let me tell you, Ricochet is nothing but a winner. And he was like, and I did prove that 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I pinned Swerve Strickland in the mat for the 1, 2, 3, for that 3 count, baby. But when reality hit, well, I've been proving it since the moment, ever since I stepped foot in All Elite Wrestling. Because let's face it, Ricky the Dicky, Ricochet had been whooping ass, with all y'all's favorite wrestlers. And now y'all can keep chanting about and go down the long list, even though it was probably 5-inch long, of names that he beaten. But this is where fans start chanting, saying, whose house? Swerve's house. Even one fan having a sign that says whose house, with that sticking right with the arrow, size, roof of the size house, size sign that had Swerve's head on it. But this is where we got. This is where he's like, I work Swerve. This is where he's like, I whip Swerve's ass, I whip Commander's ass, I whip Will's ass, which is Ospreay, of course. This is where it's and it's you know what, that's okay. Yeah, you can go, much like everybody in attendance, and clear people watching at home that would never understand, that winners, see what winners do. We always have something to show for, and baby, does Ricky the Dicky has all to show for in all of his success. This is where then he started waving around his arm, and this is where then he I don't know. Like if that's why I signed for the like. That's why my cyclers and goals are set right now in the year 2025. Like yeah, like I want to be a champion in AEW, like, and I will be a champion in All Elite Wrestling. Like, wait, let me rephrase that. Like I'm not gonna want to be a champion. Like I will be a champion in All Elite Wrestling. And that's where we got interrupted by Swerve Steam music, which is Swooze House Swerves. And then we heard the Steam song, like top row, catch a rod. And then we did not see Prince not doing that because he was being his serious self. He just walked right down like he unusually would do. This where then he was like, Ricky the Dicky, like I know what you're thinking. But this isn't bad. And then this where then he said, but I want to take this time right now, to talk to you one on one, like a man. So I want to. So I got promised. I told Swerve to promise me that he's gonna stay home, which somehow he agreed, like amazingly. That's where the fans did not agree onto what's the name suggestion, Prince Nana. That's where it's like boo, boo. This is where Prince Nana, like, I'm sorry, it was for the best. Like, and it's where it was like, and I know that we've been up down the road for the last couple of months, and he's like, I honestly know what that's leading up to, but the one thing I do know is that you wearing something that clearly does not belong to you, and that's where it was the robe that he stole from him a couple. That's where that's where Ricky the Dicky then was like, yeah, Dunley looked pretty good and better on me, and yeah, Prince not immediately didn't answer. But the one person I can tell you that does know it, but let's just say that she no longer exists in the wrestling world, but let's just say she used to been a ring announcer for a very particular company. But anyways, this is where we got Prince Nana did kind of promo. It was like 3 decades ago, and Prince Nana this decade, and it's been like an in the ring and outside the ring and closing to project heel, like making champions, heck, making history. Like, yeah, like he did it all. And that's why Ricky the Dick's like, really? And that road has a lot to do with that success, my friend. Which I was like, gee, I don't know that it contains good luck, which I sound like a complete dreadlock a-hole for saying that. But it's not the coat that gives a good luck. It just shows a reminder, which Prince Nana pointed out, saying like that represents pride, integrity, and what's the other term he said? Is that and what that represents those that he walked through like in his right and the one that he that lost like which that is very inspirational. He's like it is what it is where it's like, but whoever to those that wears that robe has honor in it. And that has and anyone that robe that ain't wearing well maybe the stone that be the opportunity of like opportunity of greatness. And Prince Nana never, ever, ever, ever gave you that opportunity. Like, and it's where the fans are like, oh, so none of that occurs to Mr. Ricky the Dicky here. This is where he's like, Ricky say, honestly, like you want all that happy, if you want that happy-go-lucky guy, like that winner, they claim that you are, like that the main individual, like just do me a favor and give it right back to me, like if you're that guy. And this is where Ricky did not give him that robe. This is where Ricochet was like, He's like, so you want the robe back? Yeah, you want this robe back, right? He's yeah, I just get just listen to me right here. What I have something to say. Like, if you want it back, all you had to do was take it from me. That's where he whispered to him. That's where he gave him that look, like a death scare, then doing a smile. That's where And that's where Ricky the Dickie's like, oh, you won't cry, Prince Nana, because like I'm gonna give you a reality check. Like I'm not giving you back this road, Prince Nana, and that's what. And then I dropped the microphone, and then I was like, "Yeah, like he's probably gonna have to give him that role back, like if it's a championship." But probably when Swerve Strickland probably get a rematch against him and be successful of defeating him, and it seems like it's going to be a 50-50 feud between these two, but hopefully this will they change it into some kind of a 2 out of 3 kind of feud. But either way, I wouldn't mind it. Let's just hope that AEW doesn't like follow the footsteps of the former regime over from the other company. But it's where then they went to the commercial break, which is the powerful force in professional wrestling. But it's where then we got the main event, which was, like I said, not golden because that title goes to Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill because they totally totally smashed the roof in Phoenix like with their with the street fight. Like if it was the main event rather than this match. I have nothing against this match. It's just that this rivalry's been a very they're very entertaining and well invested angle from the past few weeks, and I cannot wait to see what's next for Powerhouse Hobbs. Hopefully, he'll earn himself a future title match, even if it is from ROH. But anyways, let let's get this Let's get into the matches where we got what's his name? Orange Cassidy started going for a grapple with with Roderick Strong. This is where he tried to go for a wrist lock, but Roddy Strong got him into a waist lock. This is where we got Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole right into the ring. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Assassinators, just like hours or not hours, probably a couple hours before they got to this match, or not a couple, maybe almost a couple hours, is where when they were interviewed by Renee Paquette, is where then Roderick Strong said even though this is where Roderick Strong there's no hard feelings between you and Cassidy with this conglomeration. This where he's like, but I'm like, but my but I'm gonna beat him and beat him with the end of heartache. And what's that called? Like by smashing his back through my knees or something like that. That's where the Colorado's like, yeah, no, nothing personal. Like because even though it's one thing I'm teaming with the collaboration, we're either together. Working together or apart, we're still like a team. But I'm all about my bro Roddy here, and this is where Adam Cole's like, yeah, yeah, Orange Cassidy's gonna kick your ass, Orange. Which he has some heated rivalry from like 3-4 years ago, from 22-21. Ever since Adam Cole first got to All Elite Wrestling, but this is where we got. But this is where we got Roddy Strong just going for a waist lock, spinning him around. This is where Orange Cassidy trying to hang on to the bottom corner rope. This is where Orange Cassidy trying to do hands free, like if he don't have any limbs, like if he's an actual orange. But this is where Roderick Strong, like he normally would do. This is where Roderick Strong try to go for what they call a half Nelson backbreaker. But this is where Orange Cassidy counter go for an arm drag. This is where he try to go for a headlock. This is where he try to go for what they call a small package, but it's where Orange Cassidy can deny with a kick out. That's where he thought he had some small headfast shoves, which probably gonna get him the number 10 spot, which Gunter don't see him as a threat, but he still will make a victim out of him along with the other guys, including Uncle Dax the Axe. That's where I try to go for a headlock. This is where Roddy Strong dipped him to the left corner side, to the right. This is where I try to go for a clothesline, which Cassidy does from both sides. Went back to the right, rolled out of the ring. That's where he's like, hey, what's up? That's where he gave a quick hug to, what's his name? Kyle O'Reilly, because of their days of conglomeration. That's where he gave a very, I'll say mixed feelings there to Adam Cole. Like they're like, well, I'm pretending I didn't see you, Adam. And this is where he rolled right back in the ring, like if he's a long orange, which I understand why he didn't call himself carrots, because you can juice the carrots even though you gotta cut them up and then put them in a liquid form. But that's where we got Roddy Strong that was in the offensive right on top until we got out. That's where he slide out of the ring the same side, the right side, where exactly Orange Cassidy was at, when he hugged what's his name, Kyle, and ignored Adam. This is where then Roddy Strong then did the opposite except for ignoring Kyle, but he hugged Adam Cole. That's where then Orange Cassidy got annoyed from it, hit a suicida right onto the bottom course line, threw him right into the back in the ring. That's where we got the freshly squeezed one. And then he's like, well, like I had to do it because it's a shot for our chances that we used to. He's like, that's where fans are trying to hug it out, like because like just like Excalibur used to say to Orange Cassidy and his other former teammates when they used to give each other a hug and they'd zoom out, and then he said, "You just got to give the people what they want." Well, they just gave the people what they want without the zoom out. This is where we got Orange Cassidy rolled out back in the ring. This is where then we got. Oh no, he went right up in the top rope actually in the upper right corner. This is where then. Edward and he told the cameraman and Adam Cole, Kyle said that he's gonna forever be my best friend. Like if he's telling like a tell like if he's telling this like if he's telling his own brother this, but this is where we got Roderick Strong go for a knife edge chop right to the bottom left corner side. Then this is where we got the former AEW International Champion then hit a knife edge chop to the man to become that championship at that time a year ago. When Orange Cat's like, oh my chest, like I'm not feeling just like no, he started shaking his hand and this is where start patting his hair right to the back and forward. This is where we got this is where we got Orange Cassidy. Then rolled right back in the ring. This is where we got Roderick Strong trying to go for a kick right into the midsection. This is where we got let's see why like AEW is they may not be the other company well like but like but why like what's your reason why you want them to go out of business? But anyways, Assassinators is where we got Roderick Strong go for a backbreaker. This is where we got uh Roddy then going for a headlock. Like that's where he goes for a knife edge chop. This is where then we got like a snapmare with that abdominal stretch. But that's where Orange Cassidy trying to fight right back by squeeze right out of it. This is where we got I understand that because they lost a certain somebody, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, and he became a world champion in that specific company that he went back to. So I guess that could be like a mixed reasons why that they are not like at their greatest like since then. Like if not their best, I should say. So I guess you got me on that one. Yeah, I got to agree. But I think despite that, they still got like the other half of the percentage, like are still doing some pretty good numbers, but just not like I see what your point is. Like they're not like at the number one ranks as the best wrestling company, which I'm not gonna deny that, and I'm not gonna pretend I'm not gonna be realizing that like that knowledge like into that fact that AEW is not the greatest company in the industry of wrestling. Yeah. But next up, we got the powerful force in all of professional wrestling, like which is the commercial break, like and this is where we got Roddy Strong. Then start going for an abdominal stretch right onto Orange versus Orange Cassidy on this play. But once they got done with the adverts, like this is where we got Orange Cassidy come somehow flip right out of it because you know the effects of the advert breaks of the powerfulness, I guess you could say. This is where we got that's where Orange Cat drug over an orange punch, but this is where he gets flipped right over before he can even attempt to do it, which you all know, you long-time assassinators know that that's the same move that your boy Super Ninja Austin cannot get hit with. But this is where then we got Roderick Strong gets face first right to the bottom right corner side. Orange Cassidy goes for a crossbody right onto Roddy Strong. This is where the Orange Cassidy to try to go. This is where he ducks out of a swing of a clothesline. Orange Cassidy tried to go for what they call a wheelbarrow DDT. But this is where she tried to go for a stunt dog millionaire. But this is where Roddy Strong tried to go for a backbreaker. This is where he ducks out of a clothesline to the right corner side. This is where he goes for a flying head scissor into a DDT. This is where then we got Orange Cassidy try to go for a pin 1, 2, but that's where we got Roddy Strong got the right shoulder up at 2.8, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle O'Reilly's like, no way, like how does that happen? But this is where we got. But that's where I got Roddy Strong trying to go for a double underhook into a what they like a fire double under backbreaker. But this is where we got Orange Cassidy countered into a beach break, like just out of nowhere. This is where then we got to try to go for a pin. But this is where then he gets denied with a kick out of 2.7. Adam Cole like, I know you got this, Roddy. Come on, Roderick. Like keep doing this. And this is where he started pounding onto the can on the apron. But Adam Cole was doing. That's where fans started clapping because they both because they both love these guys because they're both fan favorite baby faces. But yeah, this is where we got. Here's where Orange Cassidy rip off his elbow pad. This is where the Roderick Strong goes for a knee strike. Then it's an Irish curse backbreaker. No, that's not what it's called. A Uranagi backbreaker, actually, I should call it. This way it's another one. This way then he picks him up, try to go for a reverse fire a men's carry. This is where then he hits the knees to the back right in the process. This is where he try to go for a pin, but 1, 2, and this is where he gets kicked out at 2 point. Like 2 point, what was it, 7 if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. Or was it 2.8? That's where Roderick Strong tried to go for the stronghold, but this is where we got Orange Cassidy countered the first, but this is where he ends up hitting the strong. But that's where Orange Cassidy pushing him, but Roderick Strong was not taking rejection as an answer. This is where then he started continuing, it's constantly like just insisting to hits the stronghold until Orange Cassidy rolls it into a inside cradle, but that didn't work at 2.8. But this is when he tried to come back to Roddy. He hits him with a third, like what they call a third backbreaker. This is where we got Roddy Strong trying to hit the clover leaf, I believe that's what it was. But that's where we got Orange Cassidy grab onto the ropes and in the left corner side actually. And Roderick Strong's like, oh, what does it take to put away with Orange Cassidy? And waiting for him to get on one knee. Like, they know he was not proposing to him. Now, like, I don't know what to say about this. I don't believe Marina Shafir would not like that, like, even if that was the case. But this, that's what probably will be one way to finally to stop that effect with her mind control of that toxic, disgusting water from Cincinnati at John Moxley brainwashed her of drinking. But this is where we got Orange Cassidy trying to run up to him. But this is where then we got Roderick Strong get a pop up end of heartache right onto the midsection and hit him with a big boot right to the face that looks similar to a certain Scotsman's maneuver, but it's where he tried to hit the end of heartache with suplex version. But it's where the Orange Cassidy countered into the Stunt Dog Millionaire, which that's probably the best. I guess you'd say the best finishing reversal maneuver that you could ever do in professional wrestling overall. But this is where Orange Cassidy rip off his elbow pad finally. Like this where then this is where then he hits the guaranteed orange punch because he tried to go for it first, but you know the rules. But for those that aren't aware, on page 4003, I give if it don't work the first attempt, like then there's always the second time that's gonna be working when you refill your MP3, not MP3 player, your MP meter. I meant to say. But yeah, this is where he hits the orange punch. That's the same move that your boy Super Ninja Austin cannot get hit with, and he's not immune to getting hit with that orange punch. And he'll never will, like if he ever did wrestle Orange Cassidy into a match. But it's where that helped him to get the match, help him beat Roddy Strong in this match. I guess he finally put things to rest between these two when he beat him for his international championship. Now he needs to go and beat Konosuke Takeshita to recapture that belt and finally right the wrongs from 2024 and have a better 2025. I sure hope that he does get some more wrongs to be rights, I guess you could say. But this is where we got Antonio Schiavone came in. Like as soon as Adam Cole and the rest of the Undisputed Kingdom then left the arena, this is where he was like, "Congratulations, Orange Cassidy!" Like you won the match, and now you get to face Konosuke Takeshita like next week on Live Coast to Coast here on Dynamite in San Diego, California. You're like, it'll be you and the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita for that international championship, and the winner goes on to face Kenny Omega. And if you win, you'll be the international champion, and probably And if you do win, and if you do beat Kenny Omega at Revolution in the exact same state, but at the same time, but in a different city, which is going to be in Los Angeles at the crypto.com arena, that's where then that's where then he was like, that's where then what he said you'll be perhaps the greatest AEW international champion of all time. And that's where before, but that's where we got the Orange Cat had a chance to answer whatsoever. This is where Donald Callis, of all people, then came out with his music. That sounds awful. I thought I was about to die by hearing it's not like if you're in the bathroom, putting on that vent sounds, like that vent on, like, yeah, and that's what it basically sounds like. And that's where then what's his name? Donald Callis, yeah, you think that you should be praised with congrats, like just because you won one measly match, I think you're one redhead. What do you call him? You're not gonna fool me. You know what he said? To me, you're nothing more a red-headed hippie. That's what he said to him. He's like, like, you're nothing but as a matter of fact, I think you're nothing but a juiceless punk. Like, get him. And this where it was Konosuke Takeshita and what's his name? And Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, that's who that attacked him. That's where then they had Donald Callis to start stomping. But that's where we got Kenny Omega came out with his theme music, like with the beginning shout, with the shouting part. It kind of sounds like that certain YouTuber that you all think is a horrible scammer, like in a douchebag streamer, like. And yeah, luckily, yeah, I'm not referring to myself, but yeah, that guy that was the other company's championship in the mid card on the Friday night show that immediately moved the Mondays onto the show that airs that 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 airs on the other streaming platforms. That's next to Max, which is the opposite of Blue. To say it's the same colors what were in the background. But luckily, Kenny Omega came in time. This is where Donald Callis scram like the chicken sugar honey iced tea that he really is. And that's when Kenny Omega started hitting some right hands onto the face, onto Konosuke Takeshita. Then he did the Kyle Fletcher. And then he started beating the daylight like a certain original chief of a certain tribe, like over at the other company would do, if he's coming out for the save. But this is where we got Konosuke Takeshita was kicking and punching right in the midsection. As soon as Kyle Fletcher got into the sleeper hole, started screaming, ah, rah! And this is where he started stomping. That's where Konosuke Takeshita started doing a little dance like a certain other sinister Japanese wrestler that has long hair like that one, but in a different kind of angle. But he does kind of remind me of an AEW version of this guy. But it's where Konosuke Takeshita and the big old forearm strike right onto the jaw. But luckily, Orange Cassidy came back up the creative version. That's where not the Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis. Mark Davis then fell for it. This is where he ran right to the right side. And this is where we got Konosuke Takeshita to try to go for a DDT, but it was a brain buster. But that's where Orange Cassidy sent him a message of him hitting the Stun Dog Millionaire. Unfortunately, that shows a sign that he's definitely not going to be winning next week. Unfortunately, nothing against Orange Cassidy just because he cannot hit me with an orange punch, but it's because for the simple fact of that statistic. But anyway, this is where we got Kenny Omega. It hits the V trigger right into the face. Orange Cassidy hit the orange punch, which, like I said, that's the movie never will hit your boy here. And it's where we got Kenny Omega's like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Good old Donald. Yeah, come on in. You finish what you were just doing to Mr. Orange Cassidy here. If you don't do it, I will do it to you. And this is why I was like, yes, please do a part 2 of Beat Down Donald Callis. And that will make me even more happy, Panda. And like, yeah, some of y'all probably think I'm just a biased a-hole, like because of me, like just enjoying what my favorite wrestler is doing and not what the AEW in general is doing like right now, which that's a complete lie. Like if that was the case, I would just say I'll be talking about like I don't really care for AEW, and like the only thing I care about is the favorite wrestlers that I watch on there, like and that would be it. But I wouldn't be making a review of this video, as a matter of fact. But this is where we got Kenny Omega grab onto the international championship, which Konosuke did. Like, you better not touch. This is where Don Callis like, no way. Like, yeah, you better hand that back, or we will have you detained. And then this is where Kenny Omega like, go ahead, like trying to get me detained. And once he wanted, this way he turned around like, oh, like yeah, you, like I totally forgot about you when he was bragging about he's gonna be a future announcer. Like if you do beat Kyle for Konosuke Takeshita, like may the best man may wins. But I'm still looking forward to being this championship, like regardless of who's gonna win this. This is where AEW ended in this way with them. Kenny Omega then hang on to the champ like with the what they call the championship right into the bottom corners ropes. Like this is where then Excalibur points out that the Death Riders will have another AEW Trios Championship they need to defend this Saturday. This time it will be against the current TNT champion Daniel Garcia and his kayfabe father and uncle 2.0's Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker. And again, like I wish him and Ruby Soho congratulations on the birth of their son, I guess you could say. But yeah, I wish them many more years of happiness of the family. And also, yeah, what was your thoughts on AEW Dynamite tonight? Probably not the greatest episode that they have ever booked, like, but I would say maybe another. I'll say for this particular episode, maybe a decent. I'll say about a like a week and I'll say maybe I'll say probably about 4 stars and a half. I say instead of week. I mean 4 stars and a half. I'll say probably the right way to put it, but let me know down in the comment section below what you think about tonight's AEW Dynamite. I think they did like most things like right, and they did was like what they needed to do. And I'm so looking forward of who's going to be fighting Kenny Omega. And let me ask you, who's going to be walking out of San Diego as the international championship and will defend it against Kenny Omega at Revolution. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Sounds like a pretty perfect title to use, like when it comes to what they call like in champ, like yeah, like it probably we're gonna. But yeah, I'm gonna probably write down in the descriptions, I guess you could say, like I did when to say, will there be physicality involved, like between Hangman Page and MJF, which was 99% damn near was, but I'm gonna let you guys decide what y'all's thoughts onto this matter, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button, consider hitting the subscribe and the post notification bell for more of my SNA videos. And make sure to check out my other channel tomorrow, which I'm gonna be talking about like something different, something that's unusual that's I haven't done yet, which I'm finally gonna be doing, and that is the animation. How exciting! I'm gonna be doing the animation news video for you assassinators tomorrow night when I'm gonna talk about what's going on in the world of animation, on what the creators are going to be creators of these particular animated series or movies, or yeah, all the stuff. Like we're gonna be talking about like one of the wildest and intriguing, about like in the like for these with these animation news stories. news, or should I say, these wildest and intriguing animation news and rumors that you assassinators need to know. And I'd better check out like what exactly I'm gonna be scheduling in tomorrow. Okay, I will be doing Animation Magazine. Okay, I will be doing Animation Magazine and news articles. Like, so make sure to stay tuned for that, like on the other channel at SNA Entertainment. And also on back to this channel, I will be doing what's that called, wrestling news video on February 21st, 2025, which are going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and women that you assassinators need to know from the What Culture Wrestling article. So yeah, stay tuned for that as well. And for Friday Night SmackDown, like which will be the SmackDown before the Go Home show, which I'm still wondering what's going to be happening on that show in particular. Who's going to be fighting who? I think it. I think there's going to be a number of contenders tag team championship, like for DIY's tag team championship, like between like Pretty Deadly and the Motor City Machine Guns, was it? And I believe Street Profit's going to be in it too. And the winners go get face Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Correct me if I'm wrong on to that. But that's the next time I'm gonna be going to make videos, like for those two videos in particular. But I hope y'all enjoy like what I'm gonna be making on tomorrow's video, which is gonna be the animation news, like which I'm gonna be talking about on the animation bag, like they're gonna have so much to talk about there. It's gonna be so exciting, like to add this on the SNA community, like as a YouTuber and a content creator. And I hope that you assassinators have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. All take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, safe, and awesome rest of your night. And I will see you guys there, like when I debut the SNA Entertainment Channel. Peace. Even though it's not going to be much of a difference, it's going to be the same. We're sitting just talking about what's going on in the world of animation. And I'm going to do the same this Sunday, like, but I'm going to be talking about the movie side of stuff. So stay tuned for that as well. But for now, like, I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.